Alright, we are now live. Hello everyone and welcome to today's live stream, where I'm going to try to make a sequin jacket, as we can see here. So recently I watched this movie, it is amazing, go watch it. But the jackets here, I really like the look of them, because they are made of tiny little sequins. So I'm going to try to recreate it. Now, I assume in the film, I mean, any sane person would just have this be a normal map, which I think we can see here. Yeah, it is a normal map. It's not actual 3D geometry. But as the insane person that I am when it comes to putting in details where they are not needed, I'm gonna try to do it with instances instead. Or, the more likely approach that I'll end up going with will probably be having a ton of sequins on a 1x1 meter thing, render that out into a normal map, like put a randomness map, you know, all those, make it into a texture, and then apply it. That's the smart way to do it. I'm gonna do it the overcomplicated way just for fun. But yeah, the lighting in this film is amazing. So I guess first order of operations is to go and make the jacket. So obviously I'm going to take a cube and use this model to test it out. So how would I do this right? Well, let's go and open up. Hopefully this won't take too long. I hope. Faces. Then right here, how am I going to do this part here? Let me go and recenter the camera. Here we go. Let's go and get all of this. And I think we can open up this part so that we can automatically get like that. This will look very, very rough because I'm not a clothes designer. I have not used Marvelous Designer, even though I probably should. That would be a good thing to have on my resume. Oh my gosh, I already screwed it up. Well, let's rewind until I didn't screw it up. And then let's go over here and then fix it. We can just do that, delete you and you, then we're back. Bring this down, and how does that look there? Okay, that's just a harsh corner, so I could just select both of these, or just select the vertices, and then set the vertex crease, and we can see that works quite well. Let's go and move this. I'm not going to shrink wrap it to the body, even though I probably should. Let's get this, and I should mirror it, so I'll just do this now, because that's what I'm going to end up doing. Let's see. Just try to get it as basic as possible, and then we'll try to make it good later. Okay. Okay, we're getting there. Or just the most basic version of this. Let's bring this forward. Oh, this is not usually this sloppy, but, you know, give me some slack. It is quite late. It's been very warm, so I've only felt like doing little educational slash, well, you know, just live streams in the evening. And then that part is kind of like this. So, oh, this part doesn't really have too much of a collar. So let me go and do that. Let's go and mirror. Let's see. So yeah, the underarm here needs to go up. This needs to be circularized. Let's do that. And the shoulder pads are very squared off. Okay, I think that is almost good to go. Almost. Yeah, I think this is good enough. If I could just go and bring the back, because I highly doubt that. Actually, it almost works. Just bring that back. There we go. Yeah, I think that's pretty close. And then let's just up the resolution count to like 3, and I think that'll be good. So I think for a very basic, very hastily done jacket, that is not the worst. Could have done a lot worse, and then maybe but it could be a lot better. Let me just go and do a bit of that, just to do that, and then we can bring this part down. I don't want to spend too much time doing this. Okay. I should probably add in another loop cut right there, but you know what? It's fine. Let's go and bring this part down. I think that's as good as we're going to get. Oh, wait. There we go. Does that flare out? No, it's pretty much the same. go and fix this part. And that... Ah, that's why, okay. I was wondering why that part was looking a little bit weird. But yeah, that's as good as we're gonna get. So, are the shoulders really that far apart? Huh. Maybe the neckline is a little bit too closed in. I'll just... Or, on height. Ah, that's the problem. It's too high. There we go. So I'm not going to make it actually fit the mannequin here. But I just want to make it a little bit... Yeah, no, that's good. Okay. So now we have our very hastily made jacket model. Let's go over to the GeoNodes editor and start making... Actually, wait. That's weird. I've never done that with the sliding panels before. There we go. So let's go and make our sequin. And let's make this 16. Yeah, that should be fine. And then we'll go and inset it so that we can just get the little... Actually, no, we're going full 3D with this, which again is a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. Unless you're bored, which in my case, yes. So we're just gonna try that. Again, the smart way is to just make a texture. Smooth angle, there we go. The smart way is to just make a texture that's made out of these and then apply it to the jacket surface, but I want to do it completely with instances. So let's go and distribute points on faces. And then we'll bring in our circle into here. Let's go and scale down the circle by like 0.01, even though it'll have to be much, much smaller as well. We'll put that as the origin, apply the scale, turn the thickness here down by a lot. There we go. Set it to be maybe 0.5. And then ignore sharpness. There we go. Very nice. Let's go up here and make this a bajillion particles, because we're gonna need a lot more than that. Let's do a nice instance on points. On points, there we go. Oh, I already dragged that in, never mind. And then we'll put in the rotation into there. I probably will be using the UV tangents, but there is no valid UV tangent at the moment because the UVs on this are very, very messed up. But let's set the scale. So I did apply the scale, right? Oh, that might just actually be the scale. Let's set it to be a lot less because I think that seems to be about right. Oh no, they're like twice as big, so let's do 0.2 and up the particle count. So let's set this to be 10,000. It was 10,000. 100,000. We can see it. Oh no, it's lagging. Okay. Well, I guess, yeah, this is why no sane person would actually do this. Okay. Well, I'm still gonna try. So let's do a rotation, set it to be local, set it to be random, because we'll need to add in some randomness. And also, let's go and join the original geometry, because I need to, there needs to be a base layer, so I think that's gonna work well. Let's go and set the randomness to be 0. And vector, no, I want to dial that in personally. Though, actually, wait a minute. Which axis is which? Is that? And also, let me turn on cavity because I think that'll be very necessary for making this look right. Let's see. That's twisting. Which one is elevation? No, that's Z twist. That's that twist. The normals on this are inverted. Or no, they're not. There we go. Oh yeah, this isn't great. I mean, I like actually seeing the 3D part, but it's so laggy. Because again, we're doing so many. Way more than any reasonable person should. Again, I'll probably end up making this into a texture if I take this project any further. Even darker, because it's more of a... There's a little bit of purple in the hue, So I'm going to go and make this a very nice deep purple into blue. Okay, so let's go and get the light. Hopefully this isn't too laggy on the stream. Please tell me if it is like really, really bad. Let's see, how is that looking? Okay. I can make this even worse on myself by beveling the circle. So let's go and do that. Bevel. Let's set it to be 2, profile, no, geometry, nope, shading, harden normals. Because I want that little glint that's there. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. It is so laggy. Okay, I guess it's just time to dial it in. So I think setting this to 0.5 is fine, or here, let me set the settings on this to be correct. These will be -1 and the -1, and this one will be 1, and then I'll multiply it so that we can set it. Again, I probably should use the UV tangent, but I think for now it's fine. We got a little bit, yes. We can make it very rough and we can always dial it back later. We want these to be metallic. Ooh, okay, okay, we're getting there. No, I think full metallic is the way to go. No, 0.75. Oh, this is gonna work. Let's set the background to be completely black so that we can really highlight it. But the purple is a bit too strong, so let me move it into more of the blue. That's a little bit too blue, but it's close. Actually, let me try cycles. How bad is this gonna be in cycles? Please don't crash, please don't crash, please, please. I should have saved. Okay. GPU? Oh. Wait. How's it faster in cycles? Well, I guess they're using some amazing technology under the hood. But yeah, this is an exaggerated version of it, so I'm gonna set this to be 0.5. And also, as we can see, there's a lot of clipping going on, which isn't great. So, I mean, do I just make it so that, I mean, that looks kind of realistic, but I want it to be even more varied. Or, you know, how do I make it so that they won't clip? Again, make it into a texture. That's what you should do. That's what I'm avoiding like the plague, even though it's just the way to do it. I can set a different randomness for each one of these. Let's set this to be a nice orange. Bring this over to here. I'm going to try to avoid using an HDRI. Oh my god. Whoa. Let's also get the compositing going. So let's go and throw in a bloom. I like how you can just search for that now. And then also I'm going to do a streaks. Let's set that. Let's set this to be 45. Fade. How much? Strength. Let's set this to be 0.1. Go back to geonodes or the geonodes tab. Let's set the compositor to. Okay, that's too much. Let's go into the compositor. Set this to be like 0.01 because I want it to be somewhat available, but not fully. Okay. I'm assuming that the light is just way too bright because this is calibrated for like the default Blender scene. Come on, buddy. There we go. Wow. Look at that. So another thing is I could try putting in subsurface scattering. Wow. Okay. Yeah, let's set up some better lighting. We have that. And I'll need to set up a... Let's set this to be like 1 and like that. Let's go and reset the angle. A nice overhead light. Okay, no, it needs to be more metallic, because the less metallic we go, the worse it looks. So let's set that to 0.75. And for the lighting... The lighting's gonna be the main thing here. Where's orange? There's orange. I'm starting to dislike it. Do I just need to raise these up? Because that might be something I need to do. Set position. Here, let's go and move it so that while you're still visible, we just connect it through there. Take the normal, scale it. Let's see, 0.01. I just want it to be over just a tiny bit so that they're not clipping. That is pretty good. Okay. Let's go back to Eevee, even though it is slower and noisier, because, well, I did set myself up for that, didn't I? Let's go to cycles, because, again, that is apparently faster. For the viewport, let's set the max samples to be 100, just so that we don't have excessive load on the GPU. While doing this. Okay, let me get HDRI in here real quick. Texture, let me get one of the, let's get the studio one. 56, no, let's go for the full res ones. Oh, no, I could do the galaxy one, though. Yeah, no, that'll look good. Okay. We got the space environment. And that doesn't look good. It looks like it's not really affecting it at all. Like it's almost, but not quite. Really? Maybe I just need to go into the shader editor for the world, use the is camera array. Oh, wait, you can just search for that now? I shouldn't have been able to do that. I would have needed to get the light path node. Well, I won't complain about that. Will not complain about that. Okay, so now the lighting will affect it only in like the world lighting, not the camera lighting. Okay. So I think I'm seeing some of the issues here. Also, wait. Right, there's no collar to this. But I like collars, so I think a collar would look quite. Oh no, that's that layer. That's what's messing me up. So there are 2 layers of this outfit, at least. Oh, let's go over to non-lag. Oh no, it's just lagging off base. Oh, and I'm still attached to the camera. Whoopsie. Let's go over here. This, move it down, move it forward, move it in. Do that. Let's go and disable geonodes. Maybe more like that. But yeah, in the actual outfit here, we can see that the white layer has the turtleneck collar almost right there, and then it goes down to there, which the material on this looks amazing as well. Now this, in the shot, the lighting isn't really showing it all too much, but these parts right here, the diamonds in the middle, or the fabric threads, are a bit more reflective, which give it a very nice sheen. And also there's these sequins, which have the hole in the middle rather than there. Again, we can see that this is a normal map, which I guess I just didn't look close enough. Well, no, I knew that, but I'm like, okay, we gotta do everything for real and then just style it back afterwards. Because, you know, fun little experiments and all that. Let's go to the GeoNode editor, and let's go and tone down this. Or wait, what if I just try to Voronoi? No, Voronoi texture is a bad idea. Let's go and set that to be that. Still feels a bit too rough. Thicker these again. Let's go and bring this down by even more. Okay, no, they are thin enough. Yeah, no, they're more than thin enough. Let's set this to be percent and set it to be 50%. Okay, so that's the max. I mean, could that work? Well, it is making them look a bit more 3D. That's not entirely what we're going for. Bloom is a bit too much. It's starting to annoy me. So, okay, let's do a little reset on the lighting. Also, let's make the camera smaller. I really need to change my default Blender file so that everything is just real-world scale, because, again, cameras are not 1 meter big. That would be an atrociously huge camera. And also the default cube should be 1 meter, not 2 meters wide. Yeah, okay, let's get the, alright, I was going to disable this, copy this, take out that, and then go and bring this in, make it so that the color, like that, we can close it up in the front here, and then I can just separate the color part later. Let's go right there, make this, bring it down, that, that's a bit longer than I was hoping it would be, so let's go and do that, move it back. Okay, better. And then this part goes down a bit more. Let's set it so that's completely even though it should have a bit of warble to it. It's a bit angled like that. A bit like that. Let's make it so that that works right there. Is there? Yep, I knew it. I knew it. Let's set that to be less. And then this part, it should taper in a bit more. Fine. And then we're just gonna chop the arms off. And then that part, we can just go and bring these in. And very fast, very dirty, but it works. Okay. So here, let's go and apply you. For this part, bring you down by a bit. We can bring this down by a bit. And then I'm just, even though it's attached normally, I'm going to split it up because it can. It's a little zipper there. Even though that looks bad. So let me try just doing that. Wait, there is a seam there. No. Okay, let's leave it at that. Grab that. Yeah, no, that is a very... Proportions are all wrong, but I'm just not going to worry about that. Okay, let's go and do a smart UV project just to get some quick and dirty UV mapping done here. Go into the shader editor, go back to object mode. Let's go and use a magic texture to get the patterning in. Let's do UV map. And again, just make a texture out of all this if you're doing this for real. Please turn on scene stats. Oh yeah, I should read the chat. Scene stats. There we go. As we can see, there are 19,000 triangles in total. Oh, wow, that loaded instantly. That never loads that quick in old Eevee. Okay, oh. Mark seam, and let me put some seams on the sides here, where you can't really see them, so you mark seam, you unwrap angle based. Wait, why is that happening? Ew. Oh, is that it's because of you. Okay. That's what's causing it to stretch. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, I guess I could just join this up again. So if I did do that, then what? Oh, nope. Same you. Unwrap. Okay, we can see that's a bit better, and then we can just warp it after that. What the heck is going? Oh, wait a minute. No, nothing atrocious is happening. We're not seeing that part, so that's fine. Okay, let's go and put this into a bump map, see how that works, and then we're gonna dial everything else in from there. Okay, we just need to set this to something big. It's like 750. Getting there, getting there. Okay. Let's use a color ramp. Notice your UI has more capsule-shaped parameters. Is that a preference setting? Yes, yes it is. In the settings, you can determine whether you want it to be capsule. Why can't I? It's late. My apologies, everyone. But yeah, you can make it whether it's capsule or square, which in this case I just turned the roundness up to the max, which I do like it. Though it has been the reason I like running like native. Oh my god, that is so bright. The reason I like running basically stock Blender is because people usually get a bit confused when I have a slight modification. It is so bright. But yeah, 0.05. Sheen. How do I make this sheen work? I mean, I would assume that there's a good amount of subsurface scattering happening, just to kind of soften. Oh yeah, no, that works pretty well. So how am I gonna make that work with Sequins? So here we can see how many instance. Oh, this doesn't show the instance count. Let me go into the spreadsheets. We have 109,000 instances. Oddly enough, not the worst. I've seen worse. Also, let me move this part back. Yeah, proportions are terrible, I know, but we're gonna run with it. Do that part. We'll go and get the depth of field, because you always need that to make everything look nice and fancy. This looks so heavy, yes. Again, for everyone in the chat who just joined in, I am doing this the stupid way, which is I am actually instancing all of these onto the thing. In the actual movie, again, let's go and look really close here. This is a normal map. It is not actually individually parted right there, except for these. Those are real. Those are real, that's real, you know, all that's real. The embroidery, yeah, that looks like a texture to me. Well, of course it is. That would be way too expensive. So, oh. Oh yeah, no, all that looks normal. But yeah. I can't believe that movie cost only $70 million to make. But yeah, here we have all those, which you can even see the thread right there. Wait, am I just hallucinating that, or I think you can see the thread that attaches it to the fabric. An insane amount of detail. But yeah, normal map, just run a normal map. Don't do what I'm doing here. I'm just doing this as a fun little experiment. Though the hues just aren't right. It just need to be metallic. Just full metallic. Oh, we can't see the stuff there. And bloom, okay. Let me go into the world. Oh, no, world, there we go. Set that to be there. Is it possible to make this real geometry into a normal map? Oh yeah, no, that's what you do. Like, I'm assuming that the people who made the jacket I'm assuming that they did not actually instance these onto the jacket and then bake them. I assume that they just had a normal map of sequins and then they just mapped it to the jacket. Like that's how you would actually do it. You do not attempt this procedurally. Or you know what I mean. You do not attempt this with actual objects. Let's make that a little bit bigger, just make the proportions a little bit better. Is that a bit much? Yeah, I do want to avoid the gigantic glowy part right there with the bloom. how would we do that? Do we just go into the compositor and turn up the threshold? Be like 3 for both of these. Nope, it's still too bright. Ah, classic. You'd love to see it. Oh, and the hues, even though it is metallic apparently. Let's set this to be 0.5. Okay, that's closer. We're getting closer. But the hue, let's go and dial that down to be around there. Texture is even more cheap. Yeah, that's what I meant. Oh wait, that almost matches. Almost. Even though, like, what I should do is just have the textures in the image editor instead of that. So we can just have that there, not have to move around the viewport physically to make that work. So we can see just how... Yeah. Oh, wow. These are in every direction. Whoa. Okay. I did not notice that. No, they're going every direction. Uh-huh. Well, I guess... Yeah, no, I could do that. So let's go to the GeoNode editor and then just turn that up to the max. They need to be going every It's late. Go to the circle, and also let's go and recenter these because apparently that's what's going on as well. Do. That does make the clipping atrocious. Actually, let me Control Z that, because I feel like... Maybe I just need to add in a random elevation for all these. Let's see. Kind of liked it better when they were all going a similar direction. Yeah, I mean, that's what I would assume. Like, I was prepared to go and pull out the UV tangent node that I made to go and make them all face the same kind of grain. But apparently that's, what's going on? I do need to make them thinner, though, which I think the bevel is contributing quite a bit to that. So let me go over to here. Yeah, let's change this to be absolute. Do I just turn it off? Nah, no. We still... Let's set this to be 50%. Or, 10. Oh no. Actually, maybe 25 was the way to go. Gives a bit a bit of roundness. Makes it feel like plastic pieces. Yeah, let me also, just so that, you know, we can see the right way to do all this. Let me go and bring this over to here, and let's disable this for now, because that's making me go just a tad crazy. Let's set this to be 0.25. So here we're going to borrow that. Cannot make a new GeoNode thing from there. Let's go and bring this over to here, do a little plus. So here we can see we have the sequins like this. You know, looks pretty normal. We can go and fill it up as much as we need. Though let's use a set position node to randomly offset these in the Z direction, set to be 0. And this will be 0.001. We can angle them however we want. We do not need the rotation from the mesh. We can just make this however we want. So if you were actually going to do this the correct way, let's also go and drop out you and you. Wait. Oh, that's the background. Whoopsie. If you were going to do this for real, let's do this. And they don't need to be real world scale, I don't think. We just need it so that we have duplicates here and here, so that... Actually, yeah, how do we make it so that it is seamless, mathematically? I can get a random value and then fraction it, or wrap it. Though this is probably fine, you know? It just mirror. Well, actually, at this scale, you can probably barely tell that that's even happening. It's been a while since I've actually done this, as you can probably tell. So there would be some clipping there, but this would make a seamless texture. So, very hastily done. And then, still some clipping. And since this will pretty much just be a normal map, we can just extend that into unrealistic values so that they just can't clip. Yeah, and then let's go and make the scale more like how it was originally. No visible pattern, but I would like to make it a little bit better. So I guess we could just layer this up until it looks great. Like I want it so that there are only sequins visible. Oh, dang. Not happy about, well, that just means we gotta turn that up by a lot more. So that we have more, actually, wait. What am I talking about? They don't overlap. How much do they overlap? Let's go and look at our very nice reference here. Okay, they do overlap quite a bit, but not to this degree, not nearly. So let's use a Poisson disc. That's not how you say it, but anyway. And then let's just make it so that they can't overlap all too much. 0.01. Oh yeah, that seems to be pretty good. Let's go and bump you up a lot. So yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's good. That's good enough. We have enough layers here. Like that, and we can just go and put a black background. But then again, what we really want is the normal map, and probably a randomness map. I've spent too much time on this already. But we can see here that we're getting all that happening. And also I should put the little thread thing right there on the instance and then call it a day. But when it's actually... Here, let's go and check the... And the AO... It doesn't look like there's an AO pass on here. Let's go and check the normal... Where's the normal? There we go. Yep, that seems to be good. And also I would want a random color per index so that we can do more stuff like varying the normals by even more. Even though that would be baked into the texture. I mean, do I render this out right now? Could. Yeah, let's go and do it. So, let's see, we're at 38 minutes, going a little bit slow here. I gotta pick up the pace. Orthographic, let's set this to be, I think 0.5 was the scale I had this at. So, yeah, it should be seamless with no horrific overlaps. And then I could also do, no, that it would be fine anyway. So here we can render that, and then also, I'm just gonna, yeah, no, oh, come on. You okay, buddy? I'm going to render all this separately. Let's go and set this to be standard. Again, using an actual baking add-on, like, well, actually, no, this is probably the best way to do it. Wait, this is different than the, oh, no, wait, that's correct. So what else oh, right. Let's go and make this part right over here more fancy before its beauty render. Set this to be... Nope. Solidify... No. Subdivision surface. That really reduces that, which I'm actually perfectly okay with. No, I like that a lot. Okay, let's go and copy you, make you a little bit bigger. We can see it's lagging, you know, so much fun. Let's go and bring this over to here. Bring it up, scale it here. Oh, Oh, come on. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Let's see. We can just do that. How about, no, actually it's thinner. And the whole, yeah, I think that's fine. Camera? Hello? On camera. Okay. Oh, I can hear my computer fan starting to whir, which means that we just have too many here. What? Oh, the depth of field. Right. Field, let's turn that off. So yeah, and then we can render this at, I think, let's do a 4K render of that. So we'll need that pass and a random pass and then a AO pass. So yeah, let's do that real quick. Again, I say real quick, but it should be a bit better, a bit faster than this. Okay, so let's go and get some AOVs going. So shader AOV, color, let's do another color. So let's do AOV. And let's have the object info random. Put you into there. This is AOV. And this one will be the ambient occlusion. Well, actually, no, we get that for free. Anything else that we desperately need? The random value we can convert into basically anything else. So I think that's all the information that we need. We just need the normal and the random. AO, we also have that. Okay, so with that, let's go and do a 10-second render. So time limit 10 seconds. Denoise is fine. Let's the compositor is still on. Dang it. Oh well. And if you're wondering, oh, it looks way too 3D, don't worry about that. It feels like they should be bigger. Let's see. So let's take a look at you. We got that. Oh no, the AO pass was not enabled. So let's just yep, where's the AO? Ah, there you are. Okay, let's do another render. You set it to color, not random. Oh wait, accidentally set it to color. Uh-oh. Ah, thank you. What I meant to do was white noise to make it a color. Whoopsie. Even though, do I really need more You know what? I am going to do this a bit smart and use the ambient occlusion. We're just gonna pack that into the second channel. Okay, there we go. And what would the third channel be? No, I think we're good on that front. Okay, that seems to be good. Let's go and check the compositor. That, or here, let's go and check all these. We have the position, we have the normal, that's what we want. The AO. Denoise. There we go. And we want to turn up the resolution to, actually, let's set it to be 2K. Okay, noisy image, and then AOV. What we have here, let's go and use a separate XYZ node because I'm using Blender 4.0. Well, no, they had that before. Any egregious clipping? Nope, all that seems to be good. All right, so it looks like we have all the information that we need. All right, let's go and render that out. Oh, we have 26 people here. Hello. I am surprised so many people are here on a random, it's Tuesday evening, late at night. It is very warm and humid in my corner of the woods, so I do not feel like streaming earlier. I don't feel like working earlier either, but It's so bright. You'll love to see it. Okay, let's get the normal. And I'm just going to export these real quick, so bear with me. Oh, wait, I thought the compositor updated when that happened. Oh, well. One second, this'll take a hot minute. AOV. Huh. For some reason... give me, like... rendering it again. I thought when I would change the compositor output, it would be okay, but for some reason, it didn't switch. Maybe I'm just misremembering a lot of that. Come on, buddy. Denoising still. Okay, good. I'm gonna go and export that. File save as. We want that as 16-bit RGB. That's fine. Let's go and save this as S1 for Sequin 1. That seems to be good. Compression seems to be fine. Save as. Now let me go and render the AOV. Because I had to combine the results afterwards. I couldn't just switch the output there. No, I could have just done an AOV output. What am I talking about? It's been a while since I've actually composited properly. Okay, we have that. Save as. We'll save that as the same thing. RGB, that's fine. To be S2. Save as image. There we go. Now we got both of those. Now I can switch this all back to what it was. I need to bring the textures into the editor. So, 1 second, everyone. Sorry it's taking so long. My computer is still yelling at me big time because of the amount of instances on screen. That will end soon. Okay, 3, 2, 1, we're back. Okay, so let's go and delete all that hard work that we just did because it's no longer applicable. Now I'll just move into another collection. And disable it for the sake of my computer. And now that we have the textures, let's go and actually use them. So we don't need the AOV anymore. We don't need U anymore. Let's set these to be non-color data. Let's go back over to here. Let's see. Let's go and take a look at that. As we can see, absolutely nothing happens because it's not unwrapped. You seam and, well, there's the front seam, so that should be fine, but I'll just add another seam right here. Unwrap angle based. It's okay. UV. Oh, I'm still looking at the normal. That'll do it. So now I can just use the UV, scale it by a ton, put it into there. Let's set it to be like 10. There we go. So now we can see it looks pretty good, even though I will need to rotate it and all that fun stuff. Anyway, actually, let's do a nice... Well, I would have to apply the UV map and then do that. Okay, anyway. Let's go and get our data. So now we have that and that. So we have the random part, which we can use to randomize the normal to get more variation. Sorry, everyone. I need to apply that. There we go. U, angle based. The stretching was annoying me. Uh-oh. Why did I have to recompile the Eevee shaders? Is there a seam? Oh no. Oh, nope. I did it wrong. Whoopsie. The texture's gonna tile. I can just... I can fix that off stream. Even though this project, I don't really plan on taking it any further than this. let's throw this into a nice white noise texture. And we will see that that has a lovely time. The input. Are you using Vulkan? Yeah. My Vulkan's been very nice after it stopped crashing a few weeks ago. Dang, 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 dang. This is what I was afraid of. That's why I wanted to output the color RGB. Though, I could just sign. I could just add and then fraction this. Ah, dang. Well, no, we can just use the normal map regularly. Normal. Nope, that annoys me to no end. Normal map. Right. Do this. Let's see if it works. Oh, the hues are switched up, but I can fix that. Man, I even forgot how normal maps work. Oh no, wait. No, that's fine, I think. Let's go over to here, take a look at that. Okay, oh, there we go. Oh, how about that? It's actually working well. There we go. So as we can see, the difference is basically unnoticeable. We've saved so much time and effort, and yeah, it's okay, yeah, not bad. Let's add in some thickness to our little jacket here. I really dislike how that is doing that. It shouldn't be. Maybe I just need to... Nope. That... No. Oh. Buddy. Work with me here. Yeah, maybe I just need to do that. Okay. It's okay. Here. Just a little bit more control. Like, I would actually do a little... Not klotz sim, but maybe go into sculpt mode and then sculpt in the details. Ooh, oh, that's actually pretty bad. Nothing I can't fix. There we go. Let's thin it a little bit more. There we go. A bit less alien in the proportions category. Then, how are the ends? The ends have the gold. So, do I do the gold? I have 10 minutes. Okay. Probably should. But we can see that we're getting a really awful seam here, which isn't just the texture. We do this, we can see that the normal map is very messed up, which, let me use a bump map to remember what colors go where. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not that's the global space one, not the tangent space one. Dang it. Oh, what I should have... No, that wouldn't work either. I was thinking, oh, what I should have done is just get the instance location so that I can white noise that. But with the aliasing, it would still get messed up. Okay. Separate, combine. So which axis goes where again here? We got X into X. Yeah, no. Why no? Yeah, that should work. Wait. Oh, dang, what did I... Okay, something's wrong with the... Like, I will just have to redo that part, but, you know. For the time being, this is good enough. But the rotations. What is the UV map like? So let's go into the UV editor instead. That'll do it. There we go. Alright, and the UV maps actually show up now. Very nice. And let's go to Eevee. There we go. So now I can do all that. But let's hide. No, but we need to show it because of that. This needs to be just a little bit metallic. Set that to be 0.25. Now that's almost looking correct. Let me read the chat because I see a big message. Hello, I rebuilt your flipbook system before I knew it was free. Now I made a shader-only version. Can I share it on your site with just small credit, no money or credits needed from users? At the moment, I have a shader version of the flipbook system. That's what it was originally. Oh, do you mean like it doesn't need geonodes for that? Because with the current version, it just needs a gradient or a value being input to flip through the different ones. Sorry if I misunderstood what you were saying. But at the moment, it should be... at the moment, the flipbook... Sorry. Again, it's late. At the moment, the flipbook shader group can work without geometry nodes. It just needs a value as the input, and then it'll flip from one frame to the next. So it doesn't need geonodes. But yeah. So at the moment, I think I'll keep that as is. Though I should do collaborative projects in the future. I get the shading to look a bit less flat there. So that part isn't as curved, so let's go and do that. Yeah, that seems to be okay. Do I work on the gold now? Because the gold... Yeah, no, let's do that. As we can see here, the gold goes do-do-do. So here, what I would need to do is just copy the part here. Oh, this is going to be fun. Let's do this. We select you. We're just going to bring you over. Maybe do a cheeky shrink wrap. Yeah, I think a cheeky shrink wrap is in order. We have that. We can go and delete you, and we don't need you anymore. We'll keep you. Here we'll do a shrink. Oh. There we go. We'll put you right onto there, just so that it is actually on the surface. Yeah, just a little bit in, and then we'll use geonodes. We'll go and bring you back. Geonodes to turn this into a curve. Let's go and bring you up. Geonode editor. Mesh. Why did I say that? Mesh to curve. And there should be a seam in the middle here, so it should be fine anyway. Mesh to curve, and then we'll do curve to points, but we also need to get the curve tangent, and we set curve tangent. Oh, normal. That's the, yeah. We'll set this to be free. Actually, do I just run with it without? Yeah, let's keep it less complicated. Instance on points, we'll do this. Set the, we'll make this length based. Then I'll use a circle here, but I'm going to swap that out with the actual circle, so don't worry everyone, it'll be fine. Scale it down. Okay, let's have another circle here. This one will be the golden one. Go here, scale it down, and then move the entire thing to make it centered. We don't want it perfectly centered. We still want a little bit of randomness. Let's go and remove that material, have a new one, make it kind of golden, set the reflectivity down by a lot. Go over to here, go over here. Oh, I do like the rings though. That would make that would be like a 3-ring binder outfit, but actually that could be kind of cool. There's a reason I'm not in fashion. No, it's actually a cool idea. Wait, I'm gonna screenshot that for later. Huh, that would be very uncomfortable to wear, but no, that's just a cool idea. Let's go and bring in the circle. Plug you into here, should be fine. We'll scale it down, we'll rotate it, all that stuff. Rotate, rotation. Rot. Why does it... well, I'm not gonna question it, Okay, so we can see the normal is like that, which not the happiest with that. So I'm going to set the curve tilt. No, no. Set curve. There we go. Oh, and it'll be that, and we'll just rotate it until it's basically right. Rotate that so that it's, again, basically right. Elevate the circle by a bit. It's just above. Let's make the scaling a bit better so we can do that. I'm still trying to avoid actually... I'll read the chat again. Sorry, everyone. Ooh! Yeah, then I should set the normal to be according to the mesh normal, so let's go and do that. I was hoping to avoid it, but here we are. Free. It could be free. Sample nearest surface. We'll go and do the normal. Regular normal. Nope, we want that to be a vector. There we go, plug that into there, and we should see, yay, it's now just working. Except for... there was just lightning outside. Okay. Here we go, okay. Let's go and switch the cameras to make it actually work. So the lighting, again, will be the part that makes or breaks this project. Again, it was just a small project. So let's check here. Okay, it was tinier. Okay. And then let's check. Actually, wait, no, I have this here for a reason. Let's check you. So as we can see, there is it there as well, or is that actually just gold? I'm going to assume that there is a bit more of this trim there, so I'm going to do a cheeky copy, separate, and then combine this into there. Even though I should move that a bit more. Though it is raised up a bit. So let me go and grab the circle, bring it down. I just want it to be high enough so that it doesn't clip. Okay, oh, that's good. Let me read the chat again. Let's see. Ah, okay, more of the Gumroad stuff. Oh, you made a lot of helpful tools, and it would be great if we can send our stuff to you and use your Gumroad. Currently, my Gumroad is only with stuff that I've made. I don't mean to be mean about this at all, but at the moment, it's just stuff that I've curated, and I kind of plan to keep it that way. Thank you for the offer, though. Maybe in the future I'll do a community-based pack, because those are always valuable to have stuff that is more than my own, because I am just one person, while the community is very nice. But at the moment, my online shop, or even the free stuff, is just simple. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by this stuff again. Maybe I need to set that to be 0.25? Though that might be too much. I know, that's a hint too much. Let me set this to be 0.35. At the moment, the stuff on my Gumroad is just mine, but thank you for the offer. Let's see. And we can see all that works quite well, even though turn this to be cubic. It is like a molecule more expensive, which for Eevee, more expensive is the go-to, I guess. So yeah, we have that. We're past an hour, which I was hoping this project would be a little bit faster, but we're, you know. It's on the right track. Oh, and the gold goes back there as well. Ooh, okay. Let me go and do another cheeky copy, just scaled up, piece selection. Do that, Control J, do that, and then we can just hook up these two. Merge vertices at last. And I do not know why creases are not applying. Weird. But I could just do that and then move you back by a bit. Yeah, okay. Weird, but it works. So yeah, that is that. Now for stuff like the chains there. I have a really bad feeling that those are actually simulated. Because those move in the film. They might be rigged. I hope they are rigged. Because those actually being simulated would be a bit of a pain. Although, it depends on how you do it. Depends on how you do it. Anyway. Let's see. I kind of want to put in... No, this isn't accurate to the outfit, but I kind of want to try this out and see if it works. Yeah, I don't plan on keeping this one, but I just want to try. Just that over here. I really want to work for Sony. Or Sony Imageworks. Or basically the people who made this movie. I want to be a part of that team. But... No, that is it's a very high bar, the Spider-Verse people. That would be incredible. Dang, what is up with you? Oh, a lot. A lot is up with that. It helps a little bit, but still not great. As here, right now that is... Nope. Wait a minute. You do? Oh. That mostly fixed that, even though there's that one rogue vertex right there. I really don't know what's going on with it. Okay, I think that's as good as that's gonna get. So if you want to make a really crummy approximation of that jacket, that's how you do it. Again, it looks like, yeah, no, that's metallic. A bit more metallic. So let's go to the shader editor again. This is just little values here and there, changing this and that. Well, I wonder how they actually did in the film. I'm assuming that they just used Substance Designer and Painter to do all this. So if we do that, it goes to be a bit too metallic. Actually, where are the high spots? Oh, wait, no. A little bit of that. So it needs to be not that metallic, but you catch my drift. Be just a bit more so that we can get that little bit of sheen to it. For a little approximation, like it's not actual fabric threads and all that. Though, if I am going to be even more cheeky with it, I could use a mix. Oh, the music has changed, which means that I am past time. Let's go and bias that bit more. I just want to add in another micro detail layer. Like that. Wait, how small is that? Okay. Like that. No. I want it to be like 5,000. Just enough so that you could, well, No one's gonna, like, no one can see that besides me if I zoom, unless I zoom in. Okay, yeah, no, let's just ignore that. That's the micro layer. Like with textures, I like to think of it, and even some games do this, where there's like the main texture layer and then the micro texture layer. Or it's like a layer over this. Or maybe the sequins could be the micro layer in this case. Like I would just, if I were to do a micro layer here, what I would do is use a nice little noise texture. And then just manipulate the normal map. That. So here, let's set that to be 2D, ramp it up a lot, use a scale node, plug it into there. There are better ways to do this, but this is just the fastest way. 0.001, maybe a bit more. Just a little more detail there. 1000. Yeah, there we go. Like this isn't accurate to the film, but it just adds in, you know, that little bit of glitter. A little bit of sparklies that can make it look a bit better, possibly. So again, the bloom is getting on my nerves, even though I specifically put it in there to do that. It's just the disparity between the very bright light and the very dark metal. Paper display? I have the camera selected, right? Oh, yeah, there we go. Another thing I would change with Blender is that those are all set to like 0.9 on the alpha by default. The Pasparout. Look at it. You know, it needs to be a sharper texture. Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah, no, that's why that's making me annoyed. Not set to Filmic or AGX. It's so bright. Yikes. Okay. So in the compositing, another, here, let me just use the compositor in here. One thing that I want to try is I want to make a really nice looking bloom, where the fall off is more like my logarithmic light fall off node, because it's just so crisp and perfect and all that. While here, I wonder how I would actually do that. Here, do that, and then just do that, but turn the fade off to be very, like the strength to be very, very low. No, that's not doing it. Not quite. Now I'll need to do some testing. Because with this kind of glare, we can see it's very stepped like that. Although, wait. Oh, wait, that's almost working. Almost. But I want this to be high quality, because it's the lowest part there. Ooh, wait. Oh, that might be doing it. So the highlights are very... Yeah, no, the fall off is a... Ooh, no, I am liking that. Like the parts that blow out the camera are crisp. Okay, I can get behind that. And then for the other part, it can just be medium. Okay. Okay, by the way, saw you were fiddling with the normals earlier. The normals you exported is most likely in world space, not tangent space. Also, you might need a remap down to 0-1 range in comp prior to export. Oh, right. I forgot about that. Yeah, that makes sense. I will need to re-export this anyway, because, you know, the resolution... One, I would need to make it actually seamless. Two, I would just make the sequins bigger so that we can fit, like, less of them into one image, but the resolution will be better per sequin. And all that. Shader editor. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So if I were to set this to be object space, or... Ah. That... Or... I know what you mean by tangent space. I was testing that. But yeah, I will need to fix that. Because it should not offset like that. I need to remember that part. Anyway... Yeah, we have that. I can still... Oh. How does that still look good even when the roughness is up? Oh, it's because of the micro detail layer. Like if I turn that up, we can see that that looks quite a bit like a cloth. Just because the kind of fuzziness value that I put in. That is delicious. That looks delicious. I keep saying that with these kinds of projects, but you know, it's true. Or do I also... Do I need to have 2 layers, like the clear coat and then not clear coat levels? No. Maybe 0.25. Though, again, I can use the random in here to affect the roughness. Let's see how that looks. I would have to remap it. Yeah, let's use map range. Set this to be like 0.25 to 0.5. It does enhance the randomness a bit more. Let's bring that down. Kind of like that. Oh, over there it looks very nice. Then I would have to put in the micro detail layer on here. But I'm going to use something different, a different micro detail layer for that. Let's unwrap that. If my power goes out soon, you know why. It's because of the lightning. Let's use the, what is it? The Gabor texture. So this is a new one, and I think in Blender 4.4, I think is when it came out. But I want to try using this for like scratches. Now it doesn't output a color, which is a bit unfortunate. But in the anisotropy, I want it so that you can kind of see that. So let's try just a bump node and see how that looks. So let's set this to be, oh wait, 0.01, and then turn up the frequency. Ooh, no, I like that. It won't be scratches, but it'll be something close enough. Oh yeah, no, that's how it's done. Done. Okay. So now for the depth of field, we can turn that off. The bloom is still annoying me a little bit, but I think we just gotta grunt. Wait, what's the right word? God, look at that. Look at, okay, I just needed area lights. That was the problem. That is how it's done. And then I just need to turn down the threshold. And then the roughness seems to be a bit high again. So I'm just gonna tone that. Actually, no, that was a bit much. Though that is, in that part, it is super reflective. So it's like, it's almost there. So incredibly close. And then anything else. Okay, so we got that and that. Hide you. Reveal you. Hide you again. I guess? Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, I just need to put in some more lights here and there. Maybe set this to be 50 power, because this is a little bit much, even though that's like the sunlight. Oh, and another thing. In the film, the 2 other characters wear these, where it's white on the outside. Now, they flip between these, where it's, in the finale, it's black and then it turns white. Though, it's the Sequin material, and then it turns into the smooth material. So I think it just magically transforms, like, this just, it's not sequins, I think it's just this material. I could be wrong about that, but anyway, I wanted to see how that would actually look. So if we were to just do that, ooh, very 70s, no, 60s, when was glitter very popular? But yeah, if you were to do that, it would look like that, I guess. Which, hey, that still looks good. Okay, So we have that, that, and that. The bloom is still annoying me quite a bit. So I'm just going to reduce it by 0.25. Okay, we're at 1 hour and 19 minutes. It's taking too long. Let's go and turn the resolution back down to 1024. So yeah, what can we do with the AO? Because we still have that. I mean, I could just go and use a map range inverted and then use it as a mission and see how that goes. The music is way too loud, I apologize. Just bring that down. Not often that we get to hear this track. So we can see just how far off the different parts are, but hey, I meant for that to happen, just not in that way. So yeah, if I did want, oh wait, let's try the LG light fall off thing and see how that looks. Probably really weird. Yeah, this is gonna look very weird, but I want to try it anyway. Ooh, There's something, oh, that is cool. Not something I would actually go for, but that, you know, it's cool. Oh, wait. Maybe I cooked a little bit. But we also need to desaturate it to the point where it doesn't clip, because we are using Filmic. I still like Filmic. I know it's not right. I know you shouldn't actually use it for anything serious, but I still like Filmic. Just because the colors, the bright colors, look better in some cases. But yeah, that's that. Let's delete that. Let's go back over to here. And yeah. Can I just add in the center part? Or I don't need the full mannequin in there. That's fine. It's just the jacket that I wanted to try out. Bloom. I put in the bloom. Oh, wait, I didn't mean to smooth. Oh, no, I did mean to smooth it, but I did also mean to do that as well. Let's go to the... I find that I'm just using the GeoNode editor for everything nowadays. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's the overblur that's making everything look a bit odd. Let's... Come on, let's recenter on the actual focus point here. That's how it's done. But yeah, I will need to go and re-export the texture, but again, this is usable. Let's go over to here, scale it down by a bit. I actually don't know how thick the fabric is in the movie. Okay, so it's about that much. Yeah, not too thick, so I think, yeah, that's fine. Bottom part here, I think, yeah, it's probably good enough. Or it's messing with the UV map there, so yeah, I'll just keep it like that. Okay. And I guess the last thing to do is just add in some other environment lights. Let's see, 4.3, I still don't know how I can use it. I tried a river shader, but the basic noise texture is still fine and completely enough. Oh, right, the Gabor texture. So with the, oh yeah, I didn't actually check what okay, the details are too small. I keep doing that. Like, I keep putting in the details that do work, they do look good, but they just end up being way too small to actually see. So this is 0.05. There, nah, still a bit too much. It's not randomized per Sequin, so that is a little annoying, but anyway. I guess the only, like, bad thing about this is that the proportions are still, like, horrific. Let's go and put the underarm part there. No. That part always annoys me. Because it's... Oh, wait. It's supposed to be... Like, it's supposed to be closed up like that. But, no, I need to actually do it right. Nope. That's the thing with subdivision surface, everything gets smoothened out. And if you try to make it unsmooth, usually... Oh, wait. Kind of works, but we just need to bring in the entire arm. There we go. Bit better. Still a bit wide, but getting there. I think it's a bit too long, but it's fine for now. It's fine. Maybe a few like lights in the background just to make it look a little bit better. So here in the world, we're gonna use a Voronoi real quick. And we'll use a map range because I just want a few scattered. I want it to be very faint, but still noticeable. Yeah, kind of faded. Kind of like that, maybe with random colors, or I could just turn up. No, we don't want that. Oh, right. Just be even fainter. I just want it to be barely visible. Just that there's something in the back there. Yeah, just something that the eye can almost see. Okay, let's move the camera angle so that we can see it all. There we go. Yes, that's how it's done. I'm done. Then maybe something on the back here, because rim lights make everything look better. If you're ever wondering why your stuff looks a little bit, you know, drab, just add in a rim light. Because look at that. Oh my god. Everything looks better with rim lights. Only downside is that, well, stuff like that can happen. Compositing, let's turn the smoothness just off. Yeah. So yeah, I'll probably need to like edit some of the colors and all that, but it works. It worked. And then here, what else can I do? I can add in, how far does... Okay, the zipper goes right to like the clavicle line, so I could put that in. But I had a few issues with that earlier. Oh, well, almost. Almost works. Maybe it just needs a good UV map. It's, okay. What I wanted to do was... Nope. Nope. Oh, proportional editing was on. That could lead to some very bad stuff down the line. So let's do this. Dang it, why it... And also the reverse thing is on, so let's go and undo that. Ignore it ever happened. Let's do that. There we go. I just want... Maybe stretch it a little bit? No. Just want it to appear to be kind of like that. And then with these parts... Mark seam. We are so over time. Really need to stop bringing attention to that because, you know, it's not the most important thing in the world. There, and then here, we're just going to bring that to there. You, all active quads. I think the average... Am I correct in assuming that that's because of... okay. Huh. Weird that the UV is acting like that. But anyway. Okay, project's done. And actually, pretty good. Pretty good. Let's also test this in test it in cycles once again. Still looks good. Still looks good. Denoiser, looking fantastic. Are the micro details still holding up? Yes, they are. The denoiser wants to get rid of them. But let's use albedo normal. Still exists, but it's just a bit harder to pick up on. Though the main difference between cycles and Eevee, as we can see here, is that the metals look rather... Oh, ray tracing is just straight up off. Sometimes I'm a little too good for my own good, because I just forget that I didn't enable some of this. Well, that's that. But yeah. I gotta turn down the bloom again. I just need to dial that. Maybe make the lighting a bit better. Because I feel like we can get rid of this rim light because it was a bit too biased towards one side, or I do like the halo effect. Do I still have subsurface scattering enabled on this? I do, okay. We don't need to worry about that here because metallic stuff does not have subsurface scattering because it's all reflective. But yes. So that's the project. I will need to add in a few more things, maybe a few more sparklies just in the environment to make it look cool. But yeah, it works well, I'm happy with it. I basically did what I set out to do. So not bad for an hour and a half, even though this should have been the 45-minute mark. But we were testing some stuff, made a few mistakes. But yeah, lesson learned. Don't instance on here. It's just a terrible, terrible idea. Just make a normal map, put it on there, call it a day, because remember, that's what the people who made the actual movie did. Again, it's just a normal map. And then these parts are actually real, those parts are real, and so on. This is a texture with a normal map, obviously. But yes. Okay. Let me go and move you here, move it back a bit. I should probably still try this on a environment texture. Just really quickly. Galaxy one. It's not being picked up by... Oh, because it was not connected there. No, it still works okay. A little bit more color involved. Ooh, okay. There's that. That just adds in a little bit of glow, a little bit of hue shifting. But yeah, that's the effect. Oh, that's what I need to do. Set this to be a lot more. There we go. That makes everything look better. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.